we don't hardly ever talk about the ROI, and here's why. If your sales ability, it depends on them getting an ROI quickly, then you might be attracting clients that are not exactly cream of the crop clients. And when it comes down to learning sales, I think so many people want to learn sales because they perceive it to be easy, but sales has got to be, you sell the right thing at the right time to the right person. And so sales is one of the 8 dials for our business. And it's interesting that it's always the most like sexy dial, but dude, it's really not that the most important.
What if you could build a business in the modern world as big or as small as you want without having to compromise the things that were the most important to you in the very beginning? This is the Wealthy Consultant Talks podcast with Taylor Welch and Mike Walker, as they share with you today their learning lessons from stories in their experiences over the past 10 to 15 years and share with you right here, right now. Let's get into it.
Okay, here we go. Welcome, my friends, to another episode of the Wealthy Consultant Podcast. I've got with me my friend, my compadre, the CEO, the master, the author, the published author, multi-book published author of a new book that we just launched.
What just happened?
Oh my God, you threw me off, bro. You threw me off. No, this is going to be good. It's going to be good because the future of sales is dead. The future of sales.
The future of sales is dead. Wow. Yes. Okay. Don't stop your podcast. It's going to be great.
I love this.
We just launched the new book, Winning at Sales. It's 99 cents for like 30 days. So you can go pick that up.
Yeah.
What we're talking about today, I think what Mike wants to talk about today is the future of sales.
The future of sales.
And traditional sales is dying, or as Mike says, dead. We're in a really fun climate if you're an entrepreneur. In fact, I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, welcome to the good life. This is life, baby. Like,
yeah,
they're not a client, but they're a really good friend of mine. And it's like, hey, are you guys noticing this? That decisions are a little bit longer, and like I'm not hitting my numbers. And I said, I've been talking about this for 2.5 years at this point, closer to 2 years. There always are these moments in history that are inflection moments where things change, and if you're not ahead of the change, it's going to be difficult to kind of hang on, because now you go from 1 job to 2 jobs. Number one, you have to figure out what the future looks like, and you have to sort of keep everything on life support at the same time. I think that when you go through Chamber, man, how cool was Chamber yesterday? Like record month.
Yep.
And
so
there are people in Chamber feeling it too, though. I mean, like when your grid is set up on 30% month over month runway growth, they feel like they're failing if they've plateaued. You have to get over that sometimes as an entrepreneur. But the people who have the models that we've been training on, those people are in a wildly different position than people who are just sort of turning and burning and figuring it out as we go. So one of those topics that I've spent a lot of time teaching the last 10 years is sales and conversion and persuasion and influence. So we just launched that book. So I think that's part of what you want to talk about today. What are you seeing when it comes to the market making buying decisions? Because you have your own businesses that you're involved in, even outside of TWC.
Yeah, I feel really blessed for that to be true, but also the unique position I have here within TWC, and the fact that I'm so closely connected to all of our clients on the day-to-day, in the front lines with them, helping serve as a strategic advisor, if you will. And that gives me kind of a macro feel across verticals, across industries, about what's going on out there. And to your point, there's people that are just absolutely annihilating their industry right now and crushing it. And there's others that are feeling it. And I think it just speaks to the efficiency of their systems and the frameworks. I mean, we had an interesting component. I won't go into the details, but when you build out revolving price method and you use some of the frameworks and things that we talk about inside of Chamber, you can actually thrive. A business can actually thrive even when sales aren't flowing in. You can still grow, and you can still actually be adding runway to the business. And I see that as such a cool thing for so many of our clients, right? They actually they're insulated from the the peaks and valleys, those hyper spikes that other businesses are feeling that are just so dependent on, sales to come in. If we don't make sales this month, we're screwed. Like, just to be in that type of environment is so stressful. And I know you've been teaching on that for a long time about building those runways and building the frameworks and all the things that can help, absorb and insulate you from those types of, macro trends that are happening out there. So it's been really exciting to see that impact that it's having in other people's businesses, for sure.
100%. Well, let's talk about sales for a second. I think when you look at the macro, and we'll define sales as just the ability to help someone make a great decision. Yeah. That's how I want people to define sales is your ability to help another human being make a great decision for them, not for you, but for them. And it's so human. It's one of the greatest human service activities you can really do, because the reality is none of humans love to buy things, but they love to hide, and they tend to make buying decisions when there's desperation or there is need. Same thing is like when you look at the world of preventative healthcare, it's way harder to sell preventative healthcare than it is to sell the pain reliever after you've already messed it up. It's just a human nature thing, and we're not going to change human nature. But what we can do as an act of service to sort of combat a little bit of that human nature is we can learn to help people go through something they don't want to go through, make a decision that they maybe never wanted to make, so that they can get and glean and enjoy the yield or results that they've always wanted to enjoy. And sales as a macro has gone through these different stages. Like you have the opportunity stage, and then you have the problem stage. So think about the problem stages. You have all of the old toothpaste ads, like 20s and 30s. They're just selling problems. Like, if you have a problem, this product will fix it. You have opportunity. With opportunity skipped into like the first business opportunities were like MLMs, and here's how much money you can make. And there are still people running BizOp right now. And then you had leadership-based selling, which is kind of the 2000s, early 2000s. Tony Robbins started getting big on the scene, and he took what Jim Rohn had done and made it bigger, and it was all about leadership. You have your guru. The guru model comes from leadership-based selling. The transition we're going into is we're really going and stepping out of the guru leadership frame into this more, I would call it like energy alignment frame, which is, you could call it quantum, you could call it spiritual, you could call it consciousness, whatever you want to call it. And what that means is, we just did a training on this for our internal sales team. If you want to get really, really good at sales, come work for us, because we do this training. We do trainings every day. But I say people they're gonna feel you before you even say anything on the phone. They're gonna feel you before they hear you. They're gonna feel you before they see you walk into a room. Have you ever been around someone and it's like the moment you're around them, you feel different, and it almost makes you notice that somebody new has entered the scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's energy. Some people have this energy that's so lined up, it's so convicted, it's so centered that you can feel it. And the days of being able to just like pop open a script and take someone through a script and then collect credit cards like magic, those days are over. And if they're not already over for you, they're numbered. So don't depend on that. It's not going to last. Where we're heading into is you really have to learn how to line up whatever it is that you're selling with the best interests of your prospect. If you can't line that up, then you don't have any business selling that prospect your product. And this is all throughout the book, but I give actual examples, frameworks, ways. We call it moral authority. There's a graph in the book about moral authority. And this is what these guys learned from, Mike Mark to Cole Gordon, Peyton, people now who are running huge businesses. They learned how to line up the market desire and the market best interest, and then the product deliveries, so that there was no difference. You want a better life? This is how to do it. You want a better future? This is how to do it. I think we can go off in many different tangents on that, Mike, but that's what I'm seeing as a big change right now in the industry macro.
100%. And something too, I was thinking about as I was going through your book, was the reality of the fact that the sophistication of our market inevitably is going to become harder to filter through. Like they have so many, they have such a high level of access to information, literally at their fingertips. Within seconds, they can get the world's knowledge on any particular, need or pain or desire or whatnot. And it's just the fight for that attention and the fight for clarity standing out amongst all that noise. It really speaks to the imperative nature of speaking to their needs and being really specific, knowing your market better than they even know themselves,
Yeah. You want to know probably the number one secret to getting your energy lined up the right way?
Oh, let's go.
Like, this is beyond a shadow of a doubt, like one of the most effective ways to snap your meridians, your belief, like everything into the same order. And people are not going to like this. They never do. They never like it. They all want the tactics. They tell me,
Sure.
Taylor, tell me how to go in and do open heart surgery on myself. It's like, bro, you're going to kill yourself. Stop asking for that. Like, just focus on this fundamental thing. How you handle your mirror is how other people will treat you. And that's the principle. Let me take it down deeper. Have you ever heard that phrase, how you buy is how you sell, or people buy how you buy?
Yes.
So this is the mirror. It's funny to me that we'll have certain people who are like, I just can't get people to get across the line. They know it's a good product. They know it will help them, but they just can't get them to get across the line. We're like, well, we can help you do that. And they're like, oh, I just need to think about it. No, holy shit. You just gave us the secret to why you can't get people across the line.
Totally.
You can't get yourself across the line. Or I just made a post about this today. I've made probably 100 investments into mentors, coaches, courses, etc. And people should see my Dropbox folder with all my training in it.
Oh, that's got to be a juicy vault right there.
380 gigs of videos and PDFs. And I mean, I'm a student. Like the first thing I do when I want to learn something new, technically the first thing I do is I pray about it. That's kind of important. But after that, I go and pay someone who's already done it. And in 120, there have been 3 refunds. One of them offered it to me because they messed up. One of them, they didn't even send me logins or wouldn't answer to support. So I finally was like, give me a refund. And then one of them was still a mentor of mine. And I paid for a year of mentorship and it was extremely expensive. And then the FTC started on the old businesses. And I just said, look, I'm not going to have time for 12 months to go through this. He was gracious with me. Dude, 3 out of 110, 120 investments. So this is the whenever somebody comes through, people ask for refunds. Like, it happens. You're never going to escape that. Like, we just had somebody buy an event and ask for a refund this morning. They haven't even come to the event, and it's like, process the refund. Like, we don't need to barter on people's money. If they want to stay stuck, they can stay stuck. But it's so interesting to me how that business is probably struggling with people making decisions and then changing their mind. How do I know that? Because the owner makes decisions and changes their mind. It's 100%. The law of the mirror. You can't escape it. You want better clients? How about you be a better client? And this is amazing when you can actually grab this, and it will force you to line up with who you want to attract to you. Because we attract what we are. That's all we do. You don't get on the call and complain to me about the quality of your client acquisition, because usually I'm like, well, let's dig. Let's open some closets in your life and see. Now, sometimes there's tactical things we can change, but for the most part, we attract great clients because we are great clients.
Yeah. 100%.
People reject it. They don't like it.
Dude, I can 1,000% vouch for that too. Cause whatever it was 15 years ago or whatever, I remember having my agency offer, and same thing. I ponied up and invested into some kind of education. I don't really remember what course it was, but at the time it was a big, decision. It was not just like, oh yeah, let me just spend some money here. It took some thought before I pulled the trigger on it. But I thought, no, this looks legit and it looks like it's going to help me do what I want to do. But it was a significant one, something that it took a minute to think through. And having gone through that, no joke, within 30 days, I was on the phone with clients and confidently asking for, I'm just going to say double. It might be more, but conservatively double of what I was previously, with zero hesitation, because I knew not only was I better, but I felt that confidence. I knew, hey, I'm willing to invest in myself that much. you should be willing to invest in yourself that much, And so speaking on that level, I've lived that. And I can definitely attest to that being a reality. That was a good one.
Yeah. It's so important. And I think that's part of the reason that we run this business is because we're always learning from other people. I've got mentors that I study and I want to take things that I learn. And some of the things it's just like, say whatever you want about religion, but God has given us certain things and we want to teach that to other people. I talked to a client last night and she was in like a sales rut and she went after the call and enrolled, paid in full for her first deal after we talked. I got a message from Bob last night as well. He took a quote that he found from something we had published and said, I use this to close a deal. And he's like, the ROI is insane. We don't hardly ever talk about the ROI, and here's why. If your sales ability, it depends on them getting an ROI quickly, then you might be attracting clients that are not exactly cream of the crop clients. Mm-hmm. So we're very protective, I think, of like our core infrastructure. We work with clients who are long-term. They don't want to run a one-hit wonder business. They want to build something durable that lasts. Some of these people want to exit their businesses. Well, you can't exit an acquisition business. Can't do it. Yeah. Trust me. Been there, done that. Nobody's going to buy your company if it depends on new enrollments every single month. Nobody's that dumb, bro. Nobody's going to invest real money into that. We're exiting the age of acquisition and we're entering the age of retention. And that's part, like we're running this event in August and this event is all about retention. How do you not lose clients? Bro, why would you scale a business that you can't hang on to clients through?
Yeah,
I know. You're going to kill everything. Like it makes no sense. And when it comes down to learning sales, I think so many people want to learn sales because they perceive it to be easy, but sales has got to be, you sell the right thing at the right time to the right person. And so sales is one of the 8 dials that we have for our business. And it's interesting that it's always the most like sexy dial, but dude, it's really not that the most important at all.
Right. Yeah. It's like an ingredient, a set of ingredients for a cake. Like you miss one of those ingredients, that cake may or may not even taste very good. So it's a piece, but you need the whole equation for it to come out right. And I just love the ethical take that you have on sales in general and the consultative sell, frame. It's healthy, it's scalable, it's good for the client, and ultimately, people know that. Like we're selling, we're providing solutions, not band-aids here. And I think that's what people are attracted to.
Well done, bro. That was great. What's in there? So you take the Holy Grail trophy from this episode.
Great. Well, it was always awesome, as always, to hang with you, Rudd. And guys, thank you for joining us. We'll have plenty more coming out. But check out, like, subscribe, share, do all the things. Help us get the word out because we're here to help you guys grow your businesses. And we are honored to do so. Taylor, I'll see you on another episode, bro.
Adios.
See ya.